Hello, everyone, and welcome to Quest of Chaos. We are the Chaos Agents, and tonight we're telling some stories. So, I am going to try and get through the announcements very quick because that's really my signature as a DM. So we're going to open up this episode of Chaos Agents with The Wick this week in Kickstarter because there is a lot of stuff that is happening that we are not at all involved with, but think it's worth pointing out. So number one, we sort of are involved with is Birds of Paradise launches October 15th on Kickstarter. They are amazing. We have a bunch of dice that I've thrown on the floor. So awesome. Look at the cardinal, the Birds of Paradise and or Fairy Wren, whichever they are. Anyway, Birds of Paradise, amazing. Launches, I don't know what day the 15th is, but they launch on the 15th.
2 days.
It's day after tomorrow, so it's Thursday.
Man, what happened to yesterday?
I don't know, man.
It's been a long 2020, guys.
Yeah.
Every month has been a decade.
You can check out the Discord. There is a partners and sponsors section down there, and Andrea is posting photos of the dice and all the other stuff. All of that will be available on Kickstarter on the 15th. Let's help hit that goal on day one. That would be amazing.
That would be the best. The
second Kickstarter that is coming out is actually the 16th. Again, no idea what day that is, but it's the 16th of October, is Terminal Overdrive from Carbon 2185. And I really don't know what it is. It's a book. You can also buy all of their other books, pre-order or, Kickstart or however that's going to be. They're out of all their physical books. So this is going to be a way to get the City Source book, get the core rule book, and get this Terminal Overdrive as well. And the other one, the other Kickstarter is actually a board game. It is a board game called, what is it called?
Cuties the board game?
Oh God, it's not, no.
Stop right there. You troll.
Spike, can you put it in the chat? It's a board game about artisanal tea making.
Wait a second.
Artisanal tea making.
No. Stop the car. You made Spike a mod? You did?
I cannot neither confirm nor deny because I can't confirm or deny it because I don't remember. Maybe not.
Clearly, it was not consulted.
It's something, it ends in T. It's like persistence T, but not really.
Okay.
It's not that. Don't search for that. Let me find it.
So like I was saying,
nope.
It is prosperity. So it's prosperity. Tea, like tea. And the way it works is like you have tea orders and you have to collect the resources, like, the whatever goes into tea. I don't know. Leaves. You have to get the right leaves.
Yeah.
And then
I am clearly the only tea drinker on this stream.
And then you make money. And the person who has filled the most orders and made the most money wins. That's as much as I know about it. Spike sent me the thing and I watched the Kickstarter video and I'm like, that's a little pretentious, but I suppose a board game about tea would be a little pretentious.
I wonder if Matt Pat's wife knows about that. She's a super tea person. It seems like something to be up her alley. I should tweet it at her.
Sounds like somebody should Twitter that person.
Yes.
Sounds like she knows the ingredients in tea.
I mean, she and I could have a long conversation about tea and have a good time at it, I'm sure.
And apparently they're also giving away free tea at some point as well as a promotion. Who knows?
Give me this link, Spike.
Teamy. Teamy right in my face.
I am a simple NB with simple desires.
So that that being the week, this week in Kickstarter, that is over. Finger guns. Episode 87 of Chaos Agents.
And we're reduced to finger guns. It's great.
Yes. I think, so obviously we need to point out that Nord Games are amazing partners. We have an affiliate program with them. So when you use our link, nordgamesllc.com/3.html, anything you purchase, we get a little cut of. And it's a great way to help support us while getting these awesome products from Nord Games. If you use the code chaotic20, you get 20% off. Mm-hmm. So, that's some super cool stuff there.
This works for both of us.
Yes, in fact, it does. And I had an amazing conversation with Chris Haskins, CEO of Nord Games, about the Deck of Inspiration.
Ooh.
The Decks of Inspiration, because there are now 7 of them in the works, so it's a lot.
You ballooned up real fast. You started with 1.
Well, I started with 1. So the way the way that the decks work, it's like level 1 to 4, and then level 5 to 8, I think, and then 9 to 12. It's not going to be quite the Nord Games has their traps decks that are out. That's part of their new trap book. What is their trap book called? Treacherous Traps. I was going to call them Marvelous Traps. But
I have a question. Does Nord Games have a module that includes Boots of Speed?
Dude.
I mean, Quartz Toil might have something like that, or could have something stuck in there, because Quartz Toil is all about the cool mechanical stuff.
Oh no, they're raw. They're part of raw. But
so they're in fact. We'll you know what? Maybe we'll role play that bit out. All right. So.
That was a very Remy expression there.
So get your copy of Marvelous Traps from Nord Games.
Treacherous Traps, right?
The treacherous. Darling.
Yes.
Dude, I got to spend more time. They sell so much shit.
I have so many books I haven't read. It's terrible.
I'm trying to figure out what traps to make. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, the decks are amazing because it just you just can pull out a random trap and it tells you what the trap is, like what kind of trap it is. Is it mechanical or magical? What happens if you trigger the trap and what triggers the trap, as well as how to disarm the trap. So it's a great way when you're building a campaign out to just be like, I should put a trap here, and then you kind of find one that you like and boom, throw it down. Or if you're just like me, you kind of say, we've got a stream in 10 minutes, and then you grab a deck of traps. And we're like, you're every 10 feet in this dungeon trap.
Wow, great campaign, Thomas. How long did you spend planning this? 3 months.
Exactly.
It sounds awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
That you can just grab a trap and it can, number one, make it a little more random for your game, or number two, you can work on other aspects instead of having to come up with that, and just leave that to Nord Games and work on other aspects of the game.
Randomizing the trap sounds great, because you probably play this mental game is like, is this too much for them, or is you try to maybe cushion the blow a little bit. So randomizing it absolutely sounds like this is what a campaign's about, man. Maybe you trigger the fucking one that kills your character. Who knows?
Yeah. The forward to the book Treacherous Traps sort of ends with, this book isn't meant to be read cover to cover. And I just said, contraire. And I started just reading the traps.
I would read that and be like, thank God. Cool. I didn't plan to anyway.
The back of the book has trap generators, which is, tables and everything else, which is really fun. They even have a trap generation deck, which is like that thick. Comes with 2 decks on the inside.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a thick deck.
So the trap generation deck, right? I'm looking for something mechanical, gaseous, and whatever. Page 15.
I haven't opened the cellophane on that one yet, so I can't exactly tell you.
You should
I
start
do know
doing
there's lots of cellophane, and it took me a little while to open my first one, and like eventually I mean like 10 minutes, like because I didn't want to ruin any of the cards. I couldn't figure it out. And then eventually, like, so I cut my way into it. I'm like, these really need those, like, the little plastic things that you just kind of open up and it comes right off. And as soon as I had pulled it off, I saw where that was.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been a lot easier.
That was your trap card of the day.
Exactly.
Hey, and then as the DM, you can always announce, you've activated my trap card from then on.
What year is it?
The fact that I knew that joke was coming. We're all about the same age. It's great.
So, I was trying to get through the announcements quickly. Anyway,
Yeah,
I mean,
how did that go?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's the announcements. It's so Nord Games, great friends. You can get a great deal on awesome stuff. We are always doing Nord Games giveaways. So it is currently tied to our Book of Inspiration and also our sub giveaways. And those are currently decks of your choice. So you get to go on their site and they have like 50 decks to choose from. So you get the right fit for you. And
mature.
Get lost down that rabbit hole for a while.
So you can totally do that. And you pick out which one you want. And you know what? Don't tell anybody, because really don't tell anybody. If you are in the US and you win one, we'll ship you one. But if you're not in the US, we'll send you a PDF. That's
you're right there,
anyway.
Thomas. There's something.
Yeah,
something wrong with
I'm
your
okay.
face.
Okay. If you're in Quebec, no deck for you.
Fuck Quebec,
Thomas, you really might want to get that looked at. It looks a little painful.
What are you guys doing? I'm not watching. I'm on the Nord Games looking at the various decks right
Pay
now.
attention to us, Warren.
All right, sorry. I'm like, am I missing a physical humor?
Yes, you're missing physical humor. Get back here.
Damn it.
So, is there anything else I missed here on the announcements? You should subscribe to our YouTube channel. When we reach 3,000 YouTube subs, which we're very, very close, we're going to give this dice box tray away, crafted by our very own Squeal the Bard. So first off, magnetic close when the thing is on the inside. Magnetic close, very nice. Place to put your tablet right there. Oh, what's that? Random miniatures that are in the studio. I hope these aren't any ones that they care about. WizKids unpainted minis, human paladin.
Cool.
Female human paladin. Boom, right there. 3,000 subs on YouTube. Share it, help get us over that hump, and we'll send that out to a random person that answers or comments on our thank you message. Now, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
I just like to say that box is awesome.
Yeah, it
by
is.
the way.
Gorgeous. Ben did a really good job with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the Latin thing on the front is something that Julius Caesar said apparently, and it's the die is cast.
Ah, that's great.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
History nerd. Ben, not me.
So,
I'm not great at the history part.
Poor Caesar.
all right. So I noticed looking back over my campaign notes, the majority of my campaign notes are announcements. There's nothing about the campaign in here. So I was like, oh, what was that NPC's name? Oh, I don't know. Luckily, there's a surefire way to know what that NPC's name was. It's David. All right, moving on.
David.
Either David or Dave or occasionally Evod.
Evod.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So last session on the Chaos Agents, the trio of Uzo, Andraste, and Ruckus. How did you floated? You walked on water?
The ritual spell Water Walk was used to walk across the surface of the water from the ship to the shore.
All right.
It was fun.
You guys, the three of them made their way on board. They ran across a Uzo's keen sight, saw tracks leading off into the brush. And they ignored them, went down to Candlekeep, or at the front gate. A gnome was not being let in. After some yelling, you kind of understood that, he had purchased a book to gain entry when it was stolen by highwaymen, and he left saying, "Screw you," and fired a fireball at the library, which dissipated in the magical wards surrounding the complex. You approached, presented the book. What was the name of the book, Untrusty?
It doesn't have a name exactly. It is a collection of Squeal, Shattersplat's songs and limericks and poems that there's only about 3 copies of it in the world, and he had that one specially made for her.
And you just gave it away.
I entrusted it to the greatest library in the realms. He is going to be thrilled when he hears about it.
So that happened. You gained entry. At which point you gained entry to the Court of Air, not to the actual library, which is basically a place you can mingle with people that are staying there, doing their own research, and you met an ogre named Tiny, who agreed to go into the library and research one topic officially. And on the sly, Uzo handed him 2 more topics to research. And with that, he did come back, and he had the elements. Uzo, what stood out for you last session?
Sorry. This ogre named Tiny, supported by a crown of intelligence, has changed my perspective on how one should view the races, because the previous ogres we encountered were not as able and learned as this one, but anyone with the right resources is capable of doing great things. Tiny was also very capable, even with his frame, even with his size, to sleight of hand things in front of my colleagues, personal matters that I just wanted to research. I gave him money to look for something that was close to my heart, and that he did. And I am grateful to him for that. I believe one of my comrades has seen those pages, which is fine. We will deal with that later. But a benefit of this trip, another benefit, is that the orphanage gains a new teacher in the form of a dragonborn, which I've not interacted with very much, but this person seemed, Madrid Ruffalo, if I'm not mistaken, is extremely learned and shared a lot of commonalities in the realms, and will be a great resource for the orphanage once he arrives, probably before us in Waterdeep. He knows who to meet and who to speak with. I think we have everything we need to pursue our journey forward, because the stories of the Shimmering and the world and Deralin, this is more than enough to guide us to our goal. It says the gate is located near the continent of Deralin, roughly 120 miles east of Portoria. We have a location. The gate has been maintained nearly 250 years and has had countless owners. Its location is on the reaches of the trackless sea. So it might be under new ownership. We don't know what kind of friction we might run into. But pirates have also been known to block the gates and raid ships coming through the port. This is very useful information. On the side of the gate in Faerun, twin islands surround it, providing some docks and shelter and still requiring a toll according to the document Tiny gave me. Gems worth 1,000 GP appears to be the current fee for a ship the size of the Irregular Phoenix. But I will bring it up amongst the crew. As far as the other matters that Tiny has gotten for me, I will just relegate that to travel reading for now. But this is what we came for, and I believe this to be more than sufficient. I'll let Ruckus and Andraste decide.
So at the end of last session, Uzo did peruse and read some of the literature on Behemoth, sort of finding similarities in his own life and sort of from a DM's perspective, connecting the dots of how he could be his patron when Uzo wants to destroy the world with a night serpent.
I didn't cover that part because I feel like actually it was a significant part of the end of last episode, but I was like, I read most of it on air, so
Okay.
Sorry.
That's right. Andraste, anything particular stand out?
Well, I don't have a great deal of experience with libraries, but this was a rather interesting place to be. Being surrounded by so many people who are in pursuit of knowledge it's fascinating to me. I let Uzo handle most of the actual seeking part of it because it's his patron and he knows the right questions to ask. But I did visit a magic shop where I was just going to buy a journal because I wanted to make sure that my story was written down, just in case. But while I was there, I found a few other things that were rather interesting and was able to sell off a spell scroll that I've had for quite a while. Get that out of my inventory since it's a spell that I can't use. It's a ranger spell. And otherwise, I was mostly along for the ride and learning what Uzo was picking up. What he didn't mention was that I was reading over his shoulder while he was looking at the stuff about Behemoth, and there was some information about the night serpent in there as well. The world serpent? Denda, whatever his title is. And I tried to conceal that I picked up on it, but I'm fairly sure that he knows that I know that he knows. It's a roundabout circle sort of thing. But yes, I believe that we have all of the information that we came here for. I don't think that there's going to be much else that we can gather. And I mean, there's a storm at sea, so getting back out to the Chimera so that we can get back to Salt Marsh and back to the Phoenix where we belong, I think is going to be very valuable.
All right. When one thing that stood out for Ruckus is upon entering, he gave his name, and his surname was familiar to the gentleman who was holding the gate. And flipping through a book, found an entry from 20 years past of Lucius. Is that right?
Lucian.
Yeah. Lucian Quinn with son Malcolm, the child Malcolm. Had been there in the past. This is where he got the information for the original map, somewhere deep in the library. Morning comes to you guys, and the storm has settled. It seemed to have passed through the night. The opening up the shutters in your room to look out, you see the courtyard is slightly muddy. There's puddles. The gravel does keep most of it down. Why is there gravel? The smooth cobblestone is slick with rain. And you guys, the three of you, are free to do what you want. Well, before we get to the ship.
Is Tiny still in? Wait, where are we?
You have just woken up in your individual rooms.
Okay. I open the door. I go downstairs. Expect to see whoever's down there, but I'm looking for Tiny before he starts his day.
He is there. You see, it is early enough, and still you see a lot of the scribes and a lot of the people eating, and Tiny again, stack of books.
I walk over. Uzo walks over to Tiny, and he, gives him a nod and thanks him for the information. And Tiny, I have a favor. I think we are leaving Candlekeep today. I want to give you something and ask you to not take out information, but to put information in. And I think you might know the best place for this. And Uzo opens a book and he pulls out his tiny little adventuring manuscript that he had the elf warband make. This is a story of fantastical feats from great adventurers that deserves a home inside the library. Wherever you think it should be classified, I would like to pay you to sift it in between somewhere for some lucky reader to find one day.
You look at his face, and his face is confused at first, and then a look of like indignation, almost like
Ooh.
how I mean, and this is the span of that conversation, right?
Okay,
and
yeah.
sort of like why would you disrespect the order, and then the next sort of like realization, like, wow, that would be, I wonder if that's how I'm finding some of this stuff that nobody has ever seen before, and like, I get to be part of that. Like, you see all that play out on his face, and it's like,
And Uzo would be adjusting his conversation to the facial reactions. And that's why this is important.
Very, very interesting. Good friend. And he takes, is it, do I read it first?
You don't have to. You can if you like it. Again, it is a fiction fantasy, not documenting any real tales, but I think someone would like to learn about a few legendary adventurers someday.
Do you want me to put this in the fiction or the non-fiction category?
If you find a coffee table inside the non-fiction section and you just gently place it on top and forget it there, someone will find a home for it somewhere. And as big of a blatant nod he can, he pulls out 10 gold pieces and he slides it over to Tiny.
Oh.
And you just kind of, you see this big ogre mitt just kind of grab the book and the coin and slide it over. Very well, Mr. Uzo.
Thank you, Tiny.
I appreciate your patronage.
I appreciate you more than you know, Tiny. I'm going to wait for my friends, grab some food, and then probably make for the seas, but I will not forget you.
Very well. And you see, and he starts packing up and it's like slides the book in his big stack into his little haversack, which is way too small for him. It's like it's like a little clutch bag on him. And he gets up and goes out and just kind of like, you see him looking over the other individuals there, like, wonder. I don't want him to find it. You can just kind of see that going
Oh
through his
yeah.
and he walks off.
Nice.
Then anything Andraste? So Ruckus comes down. I don't know, Andraste, you can come down whenever you would like.
Yeah, I've been awake for hours. I'm just getting my things sorted out and come down fully armored, dressed, ready to go, and just want to grab some food on the way out the door.
Okay. Ruckus as well, man of little words, just wants to get on with his jazzercising on the ship.
Should I go ahead and do a send-in to Remy to let him know to start coming into range of the water walk spell?
Yes, I think that should be what we do today. I think we have more than enough here to put us on the right path.
We've worked with far less information than this. I think that
I agree.
Once we get to Port Thoria, we'll learn a lot more from your friend.
I don't know, Ruckus. What do you think?
It's again.
He had entirely too much to drink last night. Keep it down. His head is killing him.
Okay.
Sure thing. First meet.
Right. And I'll do a sending to Remy and say basically, our business at the library is concluded. Please bring the Chimera close enough for us to water walk to.
I don't get to respond, or do I get to respond?
You can respond. 25 words or less.
I'm sorry.
Um,
No one's home right now. Please leave a message. Beep. Just kidding. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
So,
24.
Nice. Well done, Bo.
Remy is tired after not sleeping the night. The seas were very rough, and it took your captaining as well as Clint to be able to keep the ship facing the right direction during the storm. But
And this is out in open water. There's no like bay that we can.
The bay,
Like, take-
the bay was actually more dangerous because of the way that it was shaped.
Yeah, too much, a lot of reefs in there. So you have to bring the ship closer to shore, about what did I say? 2 miles north of Candlekeep.
Yeah.
Where they just walked. There's no dinghy.
We just walked.
Right. So
I will get up and get the crew moving.
okay. So you do that. You guys go walking. We are going to pick this up on the open ocean. But first, we're going to do some bits because I forgot to do the bits.
I was wondering. I was going to give you until we got to the ship before I reminded you.
We have the Hefner with 500 bits for the players. One of
Thank you,
these
sir.
500 bits for the DM.
Yeah, of course.
Then we have Duke Fleeg with 1,000 bits for the players.
Thank you, Your
Thank you.
Grace.
Squeal has 500 bits for Andraste to slap Remy once and for all.
I mean, just if it's just the one last slap, that's fine. Once and for all.
Then
we'll talk about that.
we have Squeal the Bard with my favorite bit of inspiration so far in this campaign, 500 bits, because there are no boots of speed. That's first off, that's just giving bits to stuff that I was already going to happen. Thank you.
Hi, Ben. Always good to see you on when we're on
Yes.
live.
Thank you guys so much for that. And we're gonna jump into. If you guys want to do a little bit of you water walk, you're back on the boat.
Yeah, and
As long as nothing's eventful. Sorry, Tiana.
No, it's fine.
Nothing's
I just want to say I did it as a ritual, so I have that spell slot still. All of those S sounds.
Welcome back aboard, everyone.
Climbing aboard, swing over. Hello. Libraries are interesting.
Not as interesting as that storm was.
I can't even imagine. I'm sorry.
After all we've been through, you are going to complain about the weather to me, Captain.
Well, I usually don't like to just rest out on the open ocean during a storm, if I can avoid it. I don't know why this place doesn't. Anyhow, okay. On our way, yes,
Well,
to Saltmarsh?
To Saltmarsh, but I have something for you first.
Do you really?
I do. They had a magical component shop there, and I picked up some more stuff for you to do Find Familiar when it becomes necessary.
Much more.
Three castings worth.
3 more. Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Andraste. That will help. As you see, Winthorpe, sorry, appear on my shoulder out of nowhere. Just he shows up there.
Hello, buddy.
And then the spider in my cloak kind of rescinds a little bit. Keep your bird away.
Oh, he's not so bad. Don't worry. Thank you, Winthorpe. He's gone again.
Covered this with Andraste and Rakis. There's some great information here for Bahamut, and also about the Shimmering and the Gate in Deralin.
So it was a fruitful journey then, huh?
Very. Unfortunately, though, we did not even step foot into the actual library. We were able to get our information from people around the city.
Is that right? Wouldn't let you in the library.
So in order to actually get into the library proper, we had the right book, but we also needed a recommendation from a great sage. And we decided, we called upon Lady Jareth, but Uzo was fortunate enough to find a remarkable scholar who was able to do the research for us. So we were able to get turned around quickly and not get lost in the stacks.
Interesting. Okay, well, at least we got the information we needed. Are you sure it's good information?
I did not get the deceptive vibe from anyone inside the city, especially given the gatekeepers of the city, the very, very stern bunch and gifted spellcasters keeping watch.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll best be on our way then.
Yes, to Saltmarsh, I believe.
What did
Phoenix.
What did Ruckus do there? I can't imagine you had much fun in there, huh?
Ruckus had a flashback that I think is still weighing on his conscience. It turns out
conscience, whatever.
I think it's giving him a bad moment.
He'll sleep. He'll be better. It's how he works.
I think so.
He had a lot to drink last night, but apparently he's been here 20 years ago.
20 years before, his father brought him to this very city.
His father was apparently a researcher of great note. That's how he found the map. And I'll tap my bag.
What were they doing living in Baldur's Gate?
Close by, easy access.
Yeah, I guess. It's true. That's impressive. Is he all right?
He will be right as rain.
Anything that reminds him of his past always weighs on him a bit, but I think he'll be all right.
And you just, you hear just like, Brandon, put your legs into it.
And he'll handle it in his way, as he always does. But I think we are ready to cast off, Captain.
Yes, let's be rid of this awful place.
Saltmarsh, right?
To Saltmarsh.
Another awful place.
Saltmarsh isn't so bad. Just
Did Emma hear that?
Emma's not from there. I think she's okay. With me.
Just so everyone, give me perception checks.
Oh Jesus.
22.
15.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a straight roll anyways. Oof. 8.
Perfect for my storytelling needs. Andraste, you see walking at the mention of Emma, you see her walking by, and you just see a cookie enter her mouth as she walks on.
And I grin watching that and just like absently touch the bag at my hip.
All right. So we're going to, unless there's any role playing you need to do now, we're going to fast forward the story 10 days as we go to Saltmarsh. Tell me about what happens on your journey to Saltmarsh. Anyone can start.
Go for it, Warren.
No, we have
No.
not heard from Bo and Noel.
Okay.
I want to hear his voice again.
Yes, me too.
Oh, that's new.
No, it's not. I'm terribly fond of your voice, and you should be aware of that, sir.
So during these 10 days, I continue to captain as best as I can, the whole time trying to spend as much time, of course, with little Remy and with Winifred, and also carrying on with business, making sure that every single day that we have on this voyage, day after day, is about spending as much time and having a good time with the people around us. So I'm really trying to rally people, making sure that we're having a good time. I go down one night into the galley with the crew and have a card tournament. I'll sponsor it with 100 gold pot, and then we'll all play cards. I think that's pretty much just trying to keep everyone's morale up and just try and enjoy each day that I have.
So during that period, every time you have that thought of like, oh my God, I have to be at the helm. You go up the helm and you see Emma and Clint are there, and okay, there's things are under control. You're sailing, nothing is out of the ordinary. So you get to spend even more time.
That's wonderful. And then I try and, while I'm doing it, teach little Remy some sneaky skills.
All
right. Try and teach him some stealth.
Give me, gosh, what role would this be? What is leadership?
It's
what
charisma
is teaching?
base.
Hey, just give me a D20 roll.
Okay.
For him, it's probably charisma, honestly. Nice.
16.
So with a 16, you play hide and seek with Remy, while at the same time showing him how to hide under people's legs, and like so as you are, as he's hiding, you're showing him, oh, this is a great place to hide and stuff like that. You move through Ruckus's space, and he follows you kind of through. Ruckus is like, what? And like doesn't see you guys at all. And so doing that
while he was doing one of these, right? He was.
So I was going to say he was doing calisthenics with a cannonball. I'm like, you probably don't want your child running underneath Ruckus while he's holding a cannonball.
Nope.
So that goes well. You teach him some skills and have a great time doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Good to go.
I would say that Uzo is a lot more quiet. He's doing his duties, but he's a lot more quiet during the day. He's just reading, and it looks like he's like committing stuff to memory. He's so like dialed in. He's been fond of pages before, but you've never really seen him read. And you notice sometimes that he's like reading parchments and books and notes. And he's kind of zonked, but still coming back to being social on the journey. Most times the trance of reading is broken by little Remy, in where Uzo practices his puppeteering skills and his minor illusion skills again to put on a show. Doesn't take him flying, but on the outset, if you were watching the puppet show, you'd be like, oh, he's putting on a play for the puppets. But if you were to kind of stay, listen, and perceive the show, it would be our current journey. He's talking about a great platinum dragon of good and of note. And then in the next, he's telling a scary story talking about a serpent that eats dreams. And he's talking about fighting Lich Drow, and he's kind of doing those things with minor illusion, hallucinatory terrain, and Lich Drow. Blight Lich.
What?
Blight Lich. Jesus.
Blitch.
And so this is like 3-dimensional puppeteering that's happening, by the way. We're fucking immersive magic.
I think you should roll for it.
Maybe. It's up to Thomas, but that's what he's doing. So basically, if any of the Foxy Irregulars watch the puppet show, they'll see like this isle with the shimmering based on what Uzo conjures up in his imagination, and then also like a few current battles and like what we're going into. But not saying your dad's about to walk into hell. Like, not saying that, right? He's like, and then the adventure as he's doing that thing.
All right. Andraste.
So Andraste spends most of her time. She really wants to learn more about running, not running a ship, but making sure that the ship is operational. So she's spending a lot of time with Clint as Clint is teaching Emma how to do the things that she's going to need to do when the Chimera gets turned over to her. She's already rather good at navigating, but she wants to learn more about the star pattern. She wants to learn about the winds. She wants to learn, the different kinds of knots that are tied, just throwing herself headlong into learning about ships and sailing and how to do so more effectively. And periodically she'll like step back as a child and a Remy go running past. And every once in a while, when Remy isn't looking, she'll pull a cookie out of her bag and be like, shh, and pass it to the kid.
I would notice my son with a cookie.
Especially since the cookie like the size of his head.
Give me a perception check, Remy.
Alrighty. How often does this happen? I should roll each time.
One roll to roll them all.
It's probably like 3 or 4 times over the course of the 10-day that it takes to get back up to Saltmarsh, because
it's not good.
She's enjoying winding little Remy up and watching him run across the deck, because I mean she enjoys the laughter of the child. She enjoys the joy that's happening even as she's withdrawing a little bit.
I rolled a 5.
So every once in a while, little Remy just seems to have so much more energy.
Yeah. Just every once in a while, it's like, wow. Like you just get winded. You're like, oh, how did that kick in?
I'm so young for a halfling, but my God.
And probably about like a day out of Saltmarsh, I'll pass a cookie to little Remy and then just like pause and like tap adult Remy on the shoulder and be like, yeah, and give him a cookie as well.
Yeah, there's so the weirdest thing happens to you during your card game. Like you could swear that some random like sailor on the ship had one of those cards. You're like, where did you get that? And then it's gone.
Yeah, yes, because periodically Andraste bribes sailors to teach her a little bit more.
And then a day out from Saltmarsh.
Do I get a perception check on these sailors then? No.
Well, I mean, so that's one of those things where you saw it. You're like, that looks like one of those Magrid cookies. And then, are there? And then you're like, digging through the mess at some point. Are there cookies anywhere? No. Nope.
Go find the cook. What's with all this cookie business? Are you making cookies?
And for the record, so it said on stream, I'm still working my way through like the first of 3 boxes. I still have 2 other boxes in the bag.
I want to imagine at some point Remy comes up to Uzo and was like, "Does Andraste have cookies?" And Uzo's kind of like focusing, and Uzo just quickly responds, "She had cookies the first day," or like, "Yeah, she gave me cookies the first day." But he said it so quick and like he was in a trance that you probably didn't take him seriously. Uzo's in another world.
I want to also say that I've been hyping these cookies up to my son about going to Saltmarsh. I want to say that I've been like, when we get there, you are going to have the most delicious, warm cookies there are in all of this world. I promise you that. Just wait, Remy.
I want to say that, like, maybe because I have incredibly good hearing, I would have caught that at some point if he was hyping it up the whole journey. And like 10 minutes after after he said it that one of those times, because quietly pass a cookie to little Remy. Just shh. But yeah, definitely tap Remy on the shoulder a day out from Saltmarsh and be like, "Peace offering," and give him a cookie.
You have these cookies? You have them?
Yes.
How many?
That's for me to know, and you to find out if
it was you. I knew it. I knew it.
Well, yes, of course. I share cookies with people who are teaching me things.
At least I'm not going crazy. That was my concern.
And your son periodically, because it's fun to watch him on sugar.
You've been giving them to my son.
Uh-huh.
So I've told him of these immaculate cookies that are awaiting us on Saltmarsh.
Oh, I know. I've been hearing you. You can call me a bitch. It's all right. I probably have earned it at this point.
No, not at all. I don't agree at all, actually. However, you know what? They'll be warm on Saltmarsh.
They'll be warm and they will be fresh, because these are from when we were in Saltmarsh last, and they keep relatively well in the bag of holding, but they're not as good as they are fresh. They're still delicious. You have one in your hand. You can test that for yourself.
I can still save face. This is good. Thank you.
If you need to save face in front of a 5-year-old, my friend, you have bigger problems.
Uzo walks by, thumbing sort of the parchments, and he's like, "They were pretty good out of the bag as well." And keeps reading and walks past.
To look back to Andraste.
2 boxes I have left. And
2 whole boxes.
2 whole boxes. I ration them. I'm very careful.
Okay, well, you got another one, perhaps?
Got any more of that?
Got any more of those Saltmarsh cookies?
That's right.
Come on, baby.
I'll just look at him and like shake my head and laugh and say, "You know what? For the joy of it," and reach in and pull out 2 more of the cookies and hand them to him. Now I'm going to go learn how to tie some more knots from Clint.
I could teach you knots.
You've been busy.
Not too busy, I suppose. I mean,
you've been busy making memories. I can learn more from you when we're on our way away from Waterdeep. Take your time with your kid.
You should spend some time with my kid.
I wind him up and send him off running. That's the job of an aunt, isn't it?
I suppose. But I'd like him to get to know you in case, for a couple of reasons. Number one, your family. and I'm your family.
You are.
Therefore, he's your family.
Yes, he is. I told you, I think, that I've already been making plans to check in on, well, you as you grow older and him as he becomes an adult, starts a family of his own, and his children and their children, and on for 600 years, I imagine.
I would like that. If you could, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this, of course.
Well,
But if you do, or if you don't, the moment is now. You have time guaranteed now.
you have a point. It's hard when you're thinking in terms of decades to remember that the now is the most important thing.
Well, I feel that fighting gods is not what we do. I don't know how we're going to figure this out, but...
We're adventurers. Adventurers fight gods. That's...
Every day.
Ha. Clearly. Gods and cultists and all the rest and whatever else the heroes of Waterdeep did before they faced off with Tiamat.
Indeed. Either way, the now is now. And when we get to Saltmarsh tomorrow, you should help me show the place off. You don't have to, of course. But if you wanted to spend some time, you could. Is it a bad idea? I'm sorry. It's my first time in such a situation, and it is such a situation. I had no idea. I know we just spoke about this, and I didn't think it would...
I would be delighted to spend time with your son.
Excellent. I appreciate that, and I think he will too. You have a lot to offer.
He's a lovely child from the little interactions that we've had.
He is. When he's not hopped up on sugar.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have any little siblings, but I do have younger cousins, and it's great fun to wind them up and send them back to their parents.
I suppose. I've appreciated it. Well, I'm glad. And it's settled. On Saltmarsh, spend some time.
All right, I will do so. Would you like another cookie?
Yes, thank you. As the two that she has given me are now gone.
I imagine. I've been very carefully rationing these for 10 days. And pull out another and hand it to him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Andraste.
Some of us have self-control.
Clearly not me.
And I'll go back to Clint and go back to learning how to tie knots.
Nice.
I would say Uzo, having walked past you guys, is leaned up against the mast somewhere, and just continues to read. And if little Remy is permitted to be around, he's kind of playing. He's chasing Baga around my arm, around my neck, to the other side of my body, around the thing, and I'm just sort of reading there while they sort of play.
It's so cute.
Not even oblivious to his screams and his sugar rush. Yeah.
I look over every now and then, and I see him doing this, and I'm like, yes, good. Get him, Remy. Get him.
All right. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't have anything else before Saltmarsh, so if you want to take it away, DM.
Yeah. So I
do that all the time with my pen. Just throw it across the table.
Yeah. So you make your way through the ocean, all the way to Saltmarsh, and you come into the docks, and you see there, looking majestic, seaworthy, and above the water, the irregular phoenix.
Has anything cosmetically changed? Yeah.
Yes, cosmetically, you can see that the what do you call those things that catch the air? The sails have been. Yeah, I know. You see that the sails have been completely refurbished with very white, very new sails.
I mean, I wanted the black with the red fox, but it's fine.
We'll sort it out in Waterdeep.
Any like metal plating or anything? I know not very buoyant, but like any sort of added machinery.
So
And
yeah,
Dahlid's been having fun.
From here, you don't see any modifications. You definitely, as you are coming in, the way that it is at the docks and the way that you pull in, you see that the massive hole is very blended in very well.
Nice.
You can, looking close, you can see where the, where the new planks are versus where the old ones, but it's pretty close. And you pull in and you see a number of people come out to greet the ship as the gangplank gets laid down and you enter Saltmarsh. There's a turtle there welcoming you on board. Just kind of looking over everything and healing anyone.
Hello, Mitch.
Yeah. Turtle. That's what it is. Hello.
Glad to be back.
It's good to see you again.
Okay. Yeah.
Is the captain in?
Mr. Thorne, yeah, he is in his establishment.
Excellent.
Do you know if there's anything that we need to know about the Phoenix?
That is a question for Mr. Thorne, but I believe that it is seaworthy.
Lovely.
Is that right?
Yeah,
In just almost 10 days, almost a little over.
Well,
good to be back in the home.
Dahlid is it's quite the person.
Yes, that is a very good assessment for what exactly it is.
Oh. Why are we going?
Dahlid, what did Dahlid do? Did these repairs?
Oh, he helped. He helped with. He made a machine to make the plane the wood much faster, and it was his, ingenuity helped speed everything along.
I remember he was talking about making a machine to lift the Phoenix out of the water to make it easier. Did that ever happen?
Okay, let's not embrace this mechanical genius too much. We go to Thorn. We're looking for.
That would be quite the feat. Hold on, did he?
I am fascinated by the idea of metal and machinery being able to do something so powerful.
You know what? Let's go speak to him directly.
And Warren's over there quietly flipping us off.
So you guys are
Warren for sure.
Yeah. So
for those in the podcast who don't know, Warren plays Dahlid.
in the Saltmarsh mini campaign.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I play Mitch McTotal.
And I was the lucky DM who got to deal with them.
Oh my god. Oh, Polar Master Tortle. He just sat there 10 feet away from him, having him in the neck.
It was great.
Did you have Sentinel as well?
I don't think that I had that.
That's cool.
Bo loves that particular combination that he used on Dane. Sir. I have flashbacks whenever I think about that. Just like, oh, that hurt.
It's frustrating too.
It was so frustrating.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys make your way to the tavern. That is Bard and Thorn. This is the tavern.
I do want to make a what is the word that I'm looking for? A quick diversion. I don't know what the right word is. I'm stopping by Margaret's shop quickly to be like, hi, we're back. I would like to order a fairly large amount of cookies. We're going on a very long journey, and I want to make sure that I have bribery material.
So as you head over there, you actually see some of the crew members at this point have started unloading cargo from the ship,
Cool.
and there is a good deal of cargo, food goods, lots of stuff heading to the beach first. There's really not a dock area in Saltmarsh, so it's going to hit the beach first and then go into town.
If there isn't a sense of pending danger requiring initiative rolls, I would say that Uzo would I would meet you there and then gather the troops, let them know about our preparations and times and stuff to speed that up.
You guys, hey, you know what? Tell me what happens in the week, the 4 days, however long you guys are on Saltmarsh. Tell me what happens.
Well, I want to go take a look at the ship, but I want to talk to Captain Thorn first. I want to introduce him to Winifred and to my son. And I want to be like, you see, this is the person who was waiting for me that I told you about, the first day we met, and then, a month later, and then a month later, and then a month later. That's her.
So you've never seen Captain Thorn tear up.
Aww.
And in that process of telling you that story, he tears up, and you see him, you see him look across the tavern at David, who is behind the bar, kind of, tending bar for the moment. You see that sort of, that look of, this is what happens to sea captains. They find somebody and they settle down.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you that as well, that whole you can settle down now. No more chasing
Nothing.
monsters.
Chasing nothing.
My son is here.
And he
man.
goes off into this long list of horrible sea monsters.
In front of little Remy, whose eyes are big, I imagine.
and then kind of stops, and so it's
And don't forget the Kraken, which apparently is real. So that's cool.
Okay. So that is a very touching moment. Why don't we welcome Dinner and a Game, who just raided us?
Oh,
Guys, welcome
to the stream. Welcome to the chaos.
Yes, thank you
Shields
for
up.
joining us. We realize that Dinner and a Game is a fantastic stream, and if you want to catch up with us, we have all of our past episodes on YouTube and on podcasts, so you don't have to stop your enjoyment of them to also enjoy us.
Mm-hmm.
But we thank you for the raid. We do giveaways lots of times. We don't have one for tonight. It is tied to our Book of Inspiration, which
Rate us next Tuesday.
Who knows when it's going to trigger? That's the thing, because there are bits. You can give us bits, and that can affect the story. If we don't use them all, they go into the Book of Inspiration, and once a certain amount is triggered, we do a giveaway. Currently, that giveaway is a Nord Games deck of your choice, which could include their trap decks or their Fateful Encounter decks, which is the new name of the luck deck. So many cool things over at Nord Games. They are affiliates of us, and when you purchase things on their site using our link and our code, it helps us out. So if you want amazing third-party gear, head over to nordgamesllc.com/3.html and use the code chaotic20 at checkout to save 20%. That's
This has been an ad break.
yes. This has been an ad break. Thank you for the raid. We really appreciate it.
Really appreciate you being here with us.
Seriously.
Yeah. So to catch everyone up, the Foxy Irregulars have voyaged across the sea. So Remy is teaching his son how to hide, how to sneak as a rogue. They have been hiding cookies from each other. Well, from Remy. And they have just reached Salt Marsh, where we are going
Break my
to.
heart. I don't give you cookies.
That's fair. That's more than fair.
We are using. Oh, hey everyone! We are using Sirenscape tonight.
Oh, that was something that you forgot to mention at the top. Oops.
Our announcements are not very good.
Or long.
We get
They're
right.
good. They're long. Quality is.
We used to have 30-minute announcements. I was a huge fan of that.
We used to have
I like the
45
bullshit.
announcements at least
I like the
once.
bullshit.
But not having room for that spawned off movie talk, I guess.
Yes. Well, and also, like, every time you guys went into movie talk, it was about movies that I had no idea what you were talking about. So I'd just be sitting here like, I could be literally everywhere else for 45 minutes.
Speaking of which, we do have a series about movie talk. It's Warren and Aaron's.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of cool stuff on the YouTube channel. We have board games like Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion is happening right now. Tandem Legacy Season 0 that is getting launched very soon.
Yeah.
We have the Untitled podcast, which we are going to rename. I think that I have the new name.
Let's hear it.
I can't say it yet. I
Come
gotta get through
on.
all of the. I gotta get through all the trademarks and the copyright office first. It's a lot of
I
stuff.
really-
I'm not really doing any of that stuff.
I'm a
I just need to
fan
make sure no one else is using it.
of the title Untitled Podcast. Let me just say that. Before you change it. I'm on record.
What?
Oh, I like the title, the Untitled Podcast.
It's just hard to search for.
It is one of the worst search engine optimized podcasts. You know, I actually don't think you could get much worse.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
So this has been a break to thank you for coming along with us.
Hi guys, thanks for joining us.
Getting back into Salt Marsh.
Yes.
I wanted to see if I could pawn. That's just my colloquialism, not Remy's. But pawn his kid off to Andraste or whoever wants to watch him for a little bit, because I wanted to explore the island a little with Winifred.
Yeah, Andraste is conveniently not available for that.
So Emma, however, being a fellow halfling, will take little Remy down to the haunted house.
Yes. Tell him
So
the stories about. Tell him the story about the lich behind the wall.
I'm sorry, the what?
The lich behind the wall.
So, and what really kind of gets you is that it's that moment where because I don't think Remy went. No, Remy did not go down to the thing. As they're walking away, the whole like "we'll see you in 3 days" wave kind of thing as they head south, because it's like half a day to get there.
It's only like an hour out.
Okay. I don't know.
I was very specific about that, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
The two DMs at loggerheads over this one.
Oh no, it's all. I will defer to the person who read the book.
Fair enough. It was about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how fast you're walking.
The haunted house had a Daled's workshop underneath it, right?
Mhm.
Like up top. So I would say that that's where he is.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm off with Winifred, kind of showing her kind of the forest area, trying to kind of get out there, find a little clearing in the trees.
All right.
And
So you guys head out.
I wanted to bring you out here for a couple of reasons. Number one, of course, to spend time with you. I know it's difficult. We haven't had the most alone time on the ship, but I actually wanted to have the opportunity to see, if you'd be willing, how well you use that blade. As I draw Kumara from my scabbard and step back on guard.
Is this what Remy considers foreplay?
Probably.
Well, I was not thinking that that's where this was going, but very well.
It's all part of the foreplay. There you go.
All right.
I mean, that whole scene in Princess Bride was one long foreplay.
Didn't realize that I was going to have to bring up the map. Oh no!
Did you get rid of that map?
I did.
I figured.
Oh well, we'll just have to use this map. I did, however, make a map for last week if you were going to follow those tracks into the bushes.
I did not.
We had other things on our mind, and Andras is getting to the point where it's like, I'm not sticking my nose into things unless I know what's going on.
Yeah, it was a side quest.
Yep, and we ignored it.
I was muted. I was waiting for you to entice us with something else. Like, is there some shiny thing over there? Is there like magic I've never seen? No, we're going to Candlekeep. Nah.
Yeah. Well, let me see. What is? Baldur's Gate. Lots of other stuff.
If you want, we can do other people's stuff and come back to it.
Let's do that real quick. Uzo, tell me about what you're doing.
So Uzo and rallying the troops, just kind of getting them prepared for the longer journey with one more stop to what he's sharing with them as Waterdeep, then to go on finally to our, where we're going to need to be hardy, but prepare for everything in the interim. He's also asking seasoned sailors, and Clint and people of the town of Saltmarsh of the shimmering, but also like the location of the shimmering map-wise and stuff like that, but also this vague island that seems to be alluded to in one of his writings that isn't really showing up on any map. So he's sort of tracking that down discreetly and just general around the town stuff, and watches little Remy go in the direction of the haunted house, and he basically says there is a blue man in there. Don't touch anything inside. Don't drink anything he gives you. Don't, he's like, say no to strangers, and he is a stranger. Okay. That sort of thing. And spends his time basically on the ship, preparing the quarters, and transcribing spells, because Andraste gave him the ink to do it.
Did you happen to find any spells at the library, by the way?
We didn't go into the library, so
there was something that I was given.
Sold spell scrolls.
There was a shop that sold spell scrolls there,
and Andras specifically told you about it. If you were interested,
I didn't remember. But there are other things that you gave me before that I didn't write down.
I also gave you 3 charges worth of the Find Familiar components.
30 gold GP worth of incense.
So you have some ritual spell scrolls, right?
Yes.
And it's an hour per level plus 50 gold worth of ink and paper to transcribe them into your Book of Shadows. And you're muted.
No, he wasn't. He was just thinking.
I was just thinking, yeah, because I remember, I did not write it down, but I remember getting some materials to transcribe, just not having the time to. No,
You didn't write it down.
All right, chat. This is where you. No, I don't expect anybody else to know.
So I mean,
All
we
good.
can any amount of ink and paper you need to do this. You could have purchased in Candlekeep before you left.
That makes sense.
You absolutely would have done that.
Do you remember giving me that printout?
I do. Yeah.
These are the things that I have not transcribed, and the circles.
That was the books that you got from what's his face. That's broad, I know.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. Yeah. That
the
guy.
the Harper guy. When you were doing a scan in his house.
Oh, that was when we got Bunny, huh?
Pretty close to, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Because there was a time, I think it was in Waterdeep, where we were in a Harper house, and you were scanning around and you found the spell books.
Okay, I think I'm thinking of something different, but yeah. Potentially, I don't remember, but I have it, and I haven't transcribed them.
So right now, how much money did you want to spend on ink and paper?
I have 275. I will spend 200.
Okay.
So
which is basically 4 levels of spells.
Okay.
So either 4 first level spells, 2 second level, 1 third, and a first.
And I will. Okay. I will
actually write this down.
Yes. I will let you know which 4 those are, or which 2, or what that breakdown is.
Perfect. Andraste, what are you? Yes, you just tell me what you're doing.
How long are we in Saltmarsh before we leave? I guess is the real question.
I think in totality, it will probably be about 5 days.
Okay. So I will spend the first day or so getting my cabin back in order. I imagine everything's thrown to hell and back. So I'll spend the first day getting that in order, hauling in the herbs that I got at Candlekeep because I got the herbs necessary for the potion of continuous heal. So I'm not going to start that yet, but I am going to get everything set up and ready to go. I also believe that I had started, brewing greater healing potion, and I wasn't able to decant all of them. I was able to decant 2, and I had 2 more in the little keg that I use for brewing. So I would spend the first day or so working on getting things in order, decanting the 2 greater healing potions, and putting in an order for like 140 something cookies, 12 gross of cookies.
So one of the first things you notice is when you do go into your quarters, because you had actually thrown things around, yes? Or was that in the...
That was a while back, and I'd cleaned up after that. But then after that, we got hit by cannon, and everything was trying to sink. So
she failed to mention the fireball.
I blew up another ship with fireball, and it was awesome. There was just a lot of consequences for it.
I agree completely.
You know how much XP she got you guys killing all of those elephant men? No, rhino men?
We're on milestone, I thought.
Yes, you are. It was no XP, 0 XP. Anyway, so you actually go into your cabin, and you find that it is put together. It's not trashed. It is not messed up at all. Your herbalism desk and area is set up, but there is no keg of greater healing potions. It is at a reset stage.
Okay.
From being trashed and blown up, basically.
Fair enough. So I would haul all of my stuff in there. I would talk to Margaret about the cookies, and also depending on how much it would be to get the materials to make some greater healing potions, because making a batch of the potion of continuous heal cost me 1,000 gold. So I'm not sure how I want to have as many healing potions as I can get my mitts on.
Okay, I will have to
We'll
research
talk about it.
But
yeah,
if you, so you start. So you're going to start that process?
Yeah, and I will also, if she'll point me in the right direction, range out into the forest to collect my own stuff, because we have several days and I have a good survival skill and I know what I'm looking for as far as herbalism stuff. So I would start to collect the herbs so I can hang them and dry them in my cabin. We've got a month and a half. I've got time to dry them and start making potions.
So on that, give me a survival check. And this will determine how much you have to purchase versus how much you have found.
Nat 20, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So I would give you a card. I don't think it's necessary. So you guys, well, actually, maybe it is. You, I could pull one. Anyway, I don't know, I'm distracted. So you spend a whole day out grabbing all of the herbs and things. You can go alone, or you can be joined by somebody if you want to be.
Andraste is very much wanting to be by herself at the moment.
Yeah. So, however,
you go out into the forest.
Yeah, no, I would have noted which way Remy and Winifred went and go and like aim as far opposite as I can physically get.
Which is fortuitous because there are no herbs where Remy is.
Cool.
Only in this sick plant stick.
So you get all of the things built together for you to make 4 potions of greater healing.
Yes.
In your search.
Wonderful.
It does take you, that whole day, and it will take you your entire trip to Waterdeep to make them.
That's okay.
4 of those.
All
right. This is the map we are going to use because I realized that I had actually built that other map from all of the Loresmith individual components. And it wasn't just like one image I could drag in. So, Remy, roll initiative.
I hope it's just against her.
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna say I hope it's just against her.
I want to say that as soon as I draw my sword, Winthorpe shows up as well into existence when I draw that sword.
Playing dirty. All right.
No, just being safe.
I should point out the DM has 2 inspiration, and you guys currently have 4 inspiration if you would like to trounce your girlfriend.
4 plus the 4 that we started with. We have 8.
8 inspiration.
Inspiration well spent. I pre-approve all inspiration.
So that's a 23.
Throw in some battle sounds here. Maybe I'll turn that down a bit.
Sure you don't want to add a 6 to that?
Do you guys hear any battle sounds?
No, but I heard the birds. That was really cool.
Surprised you don't hear the battle sounds.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I hear that.
Okay. Oh yeah, you do run into butt goblins. All right, so
like we do.
Just that's what I get. So just like a teleprompter, I read whatever is put in front of me. I look down at the chat and I just read whatever I see. Tamago Tora, butt goblins. Okay.
If you're still here from the raid, butt goblins are a thing. So
yeah.
Just so you know.
We have mugs with the butt goblin logo on it that Andrea made. Andrea is launching a Kickstarter on the 15th. Birds of Paradise. They're amazing. Exclamation point birds. That's not one of them. That is one of them.
And I get to see her in a couple days. I'm very happy.
All right.
So I want to ready my sword, ready in action. If she attacks me, I want to counterattack. I want to attack first.
You don't want to, so you're going to ready in action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sitting here ready, and if she comes in and attacks, I want to try and get in there first.
Okay. she walks around you and screams. And it's a bit loud, I suppose, for battle.
That is. I was like, that didn't sound like my Winifred.
It doesn't have halfling lovers fight at night in the daytime.
That's the problem with Sirenscape, I'm saying.
Yeah, they don't have very specific use cases. Card game in the middle of a ship. Come on. All right, so why do now I hear it? Okay. You took your earphones out?
I can hear it.
I hear it.
But why? Why could I not hear it this whole time until suddenly just now?
I enjoy this frustration. Just watching you troubleshoot your setup is so reassuring to me.
She circles you and just sizes you up, sort of for the first time, really judging you as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that sort of that look in her eye as she looks over you, your posture as you sort of dance around together, and Kumara, a blade that is unique and a blade that is obvious, powerful magic. And then she comes in for an attack.
Is Kumara saying anything to him?
Kumara is probably saying dirty things.
Just in my head, shut up, shut up, shut up.
So she comes in. Does not hit.
Yeah. So because she attacked, I get to do my one attack. So I will roll that. If I can find it here. Actions. There it is. Yeah, there we go. How's a 19?
Yeah, 19 is going to hit.
Okay. I want it not to be the sharp end of the blade at all. I want her attack to kind of come in, and as her attack is coming in, my sword kind of comes down on the arm that she's about to thrust, and it's the flat part of the blade, knocking her thrust off and missing me. And I go,
gotcha. She takes a step through. Oh, wait. Yes. So she kind of falls over a tiny bit, rolls into it, jumps into it, rolls up, and comes back up and switches hands.
Well, that's quite impressive. Very impressive footwork.
Well, not as impressive. I obviously did not connect.
Well, there is yet still time as I come in for my attack then. And I come in and I try and fake right and then swing left to see if she can see the hit coming.
This is the problem with leather armor.
I hit.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Just as I fake right, I imagine she goes up to parry or block, and then I bring it around and stop it right there next to her. Just in case I don't stop it, of course, I'm using the flat part of the blade and not the edged.
Roll for both of those attacks, roll damage.
Oh.
This is, it's non-lethal. Hit points are a measure of your energy expended, your bruising. It's not like you're being cut open and blood is splurting everywhere.
Your girlfriend's going to return bruised. Is that the message we're putting out to this crew? Just kidding.
Maybe.
Are you
so my sneak attack damage comes through, right? But I'm not using Booming Blade.
Okay. So what is the total damage?
That is
for the 2 hits?
50.
Okay. She's like those 2 hits. Like she's breathing heavy. However, you were in close after, not, just tapping her on the head just a little bit. She comes back up for an attack with a 19.
It does not hit, but almost.
She will spend an inspiration to add a d6.
Shit. Oh.
4.
It hits.
All right. So, and she's like, so you're up here at her head, and she kind of swings down low, hitting you across.
Let's roll damage.
I have to do this right. Rapier is 1d8.
Is she a swashbuckler?
No.
Okay.
Dang, I was about to roll sneak attack damage. So 6 points of damage. She's and like she obviously is like, I can't believe it. I there's usually others around, and I'm better than that.
Yeah. No,
like,
completely believe you.
And she's like, she just like sheathes her rapier too. Like I can't take another hit.
I sheathe mine and say, well, you did always have a way of disarming me anyway.
She throws up.
Bro!
She has 2 hit points left. She's like, yeah, fuck you.
Well, maybe in a bit, but I had to see what you can do with that blade, and you actually got me. It's not often that one can land a hit against me.
Well, like I said, I usually have help.
Yes.
And I do, it's easier to find the weak spot if they're distracted.
Trust me, I know that.
You found the weak spot.
Well, I hope it didn't ruin our day. I actually found you to be quite impressive with that blade. And
you get a knee to the junk. Just
No.
as you are saying that, she just is like, you're totally distracted and knee to the nuts.
What's the damage?
Instant max damage.
It's
It's a sneak attack.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Also, your favorite target.
Well,
too, Bo.
it's unarmed, so I guess it's not sneak attack because that requires a finesse or a light weapon, right?
I'm gonna give her sneak attack.
Okay.
So it's 3 plus 10, so 13 points of damage to your junk. She's like, God.
Ow.
And I take that and I see you fight dirty.
Yeah,
I'm
a rogue. I fight dirty, just like you. And she leans in to try and kiss you at that point. You're just like, oh.
I'm sitting there kind of writhing and trying to kiss back, but at the same time I'm like, okay, and then I kind of get her off of me and go, oh, no, don't touch me, don't, just wait, and I sit there trying to fix that for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you guys find a log to sit down on and just kind of hang out in the. So what you got is she is obviously not as powerful as you. However, much more capable. I mean, if you had to put a range of 1 to 10 on it, it would be a 5.
Okay.
So
Nice.
definitely, I mean, as capable as you were like 2 weeks ago.
In game, yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, and then I want to kind of spend the rest of the time kind of once I've regained the ability to walk. Want to spend some time walking through and kind of joking a little bit and poking her a little bit on where I got her, and then I imagine all she has to do is threaten me again, and I'll be like, no, it's fine. Going back and forth.
Just crumple up a little into yourself every time she threatens you with a knee.
Turtle up a little bit, as I think they call it. Do they? I don't. Anyway, you. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is me. I apologize. So, anything. So yeah. So anything else you want to have happen happens.
Okay.
And you.
Go to the ship.
Also,
take a look at that. Take a tour.
All right. So yeah, you head to the ship. You see that the crew is definitely there at this point, starting to load provisions onto the ship. But it is mostly, it's like intact. It's almost like nothing happened. I mean, the ship is in very good condition. You see Ruckus coming up from. Sorry, hold on. This is Ruckus.
Who?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll be back for the second half. It's like, no, you won't.
So what we didn't do is tell everyone that Aaron is not here tonight. But we kind of figure that out.
What?
We're missing somebody?
I would imagine the lack of Aaron's voice was clue enough.
He was working today, so could not join us. But Ruckus from down in the cannon bay, you hear, "Are you kidding me?" And you head down there and you see new cannon. And the first thing that you notice, is that they have backs that are open.
Mm-hmm.
And Bunny is there, and he's kind of, for the first time, not at all depressed. Like he's like, "Hey guys, these you should see these. These are amazing." As he shows you, it's like it is the cannonball, and he's showing you breech loading cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Where the rate of fire is much faster, and he's like, "These are Dahlid designed these, and these are amazing. We could be rich." He's like, "If we took this design, we could sell this, and we could make a lot of money."
Oh, I thought you meant piracy. Yes, that's a much better idea.
So Ruckus is just learning how to breech load cannons and do cannon stuff, and
that's awesome.
At the same time he's lifting up cannonballs, putting them in and lifting them and handing them to this guy.
Is he still in his unitard or whatever it is, leotard? He didn't get that?
I don't know if he put it on, but he was given it, that's for sure. Last session he was given the leotard of leadership. So
excellent.
Yeah. So Brandon is on your ship, and you see him as well. He's big guy, legs, skinnier legs. He's Rux's workout buddy.
I want to see if the octopus tank is intact.
So you head to the octopus tank. It is a new octopus tank. It is not the old one. You can definitely see there's a lot more metal around it than there was before. And give me a perception check.
Doesn't like any of that. Okay, there we go. 13.
All right, yeah. You see there's a button on the wall next to it.
What on earth is that?
There before.
What on Faerun is that?
I would like Uzo to have been at least close, since that's where his room is, but not.
I'll call him out. I'll call him out. Uzo?
1 second, and you hear shuffles, so then he comes out. Welcome back.
Do you know what? Have you seen the tank?
The tank looks nice. It's a steadier improvement, for sure.
Can I reach the button from where I'm at?
Well, okay. Give me a D20 roll, because I do want to know this.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, not 20.
Okay, they thought of it. It is.
Okay.
It's within reach.
And he made the ship accessible. This gave him the yeah.
He did. I point to it and I go, did you notice this button?
Oh, I did not see it down there. No.
What do you reckon it does?
Uzo tries to trace if there's anything to sort of trace the button line or piping or something.
Any conduit on board?
Looks for the copper. Would that be a perception check, or did I? No, I wouldn't have clicked it before. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I mean, give me a perception check. Yeah, Uzo.
All right. I don't want to be the only one to not roll a 20 today. 12. No.
Yeah, you can't see. I mean, it's a button that depresses into the wall a little bit, and that's it.
I doubt it is harmful because someone would have notified us.
I mean, should we press it?
I don't. What if it empties the tank? You know what?
You have a decanter that can fill it up again.
I meant empty it into the ground floor of the ship.
Who would make that button?
Have you met the blue one? There is some logic that we're not seeing that he follows. You know what? This is ridiculous. And Uzo hits the button with his fist.
All right. So you hit the button, and nothing appears to happen for a minute, and then you just kind of you see a little bit of steam coming off of the top of the hot tub.
It's a hot tub?
Yeah, it's a hot tub.
Uzo?
Oh,
I'm gonna need some privacy.
No, this was supposed to be for the octopus, not... Fine, whatever. At least it's not glass. It's not glass, right?
There's glass. Yeah. There's more metal, but there's still glass.
You hear Remy land into the tub.
And yeah, so it is a nice warm and you're sitting in it, and then the jets start as
Uzo, what is going on?
Uzo sticks his head underwater and looks around, looks past Remy. I guess his eyes are open underwater, and he's looking for Bryn that he's assuming is not in the tank.
Yeah, Bryn is not in the tank. No.
And Uzo kind of pulls his head back out and
You enjoy the view.
Ignores you and goes to look for where Bryn actually was.
So, I will say that, in fact, I will say, Uzo, that there is a separate small tank in your quarters.
Okay.
That was it's behind the door, so, you didn't see it.
Oh, there you are. Okay. And he looks at Remy and he shakes his head disapprovingly, and then he goes back to his room.
I have a little water in my mouth, kind of spit it out at him and be like, I'll be here if you need me. And I break that thing in.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It's a new tub. Remy's got to swim naked.
I really don't want to know what that means.
I'm going to break in this new swimming pool, everybody.
Oh.
That's not what the jets are for. Get away from that thing.
Okay, so anyone else doing anything over the next 4 days before you get out of here?
At some point, I definitely want to spend a little time with little Remy and Andraste, and just hang out with them and make sure that Remy kind of spends time with her.
If you sort of, Uzo's been isolated but still kind of about as the first mate, but you notice that he's not as not his cheerful self, if he ever was, but he's definitely more driven and just kind of like concerned looks.
Okay.
But nothing that's like, we need an intervention.
Yeah, and I mean, and Andraste is more than happy to spend time with a kid, teaches him a few words in Elvish.
I like that. I try and take the time to kind of explain to little Remy what a cleric does in my own way, which is dreadfully insufficient. I'm sure Andraste kind of takes over, but basically I'm like, well, what she does is she believes in this god Lyra, and Lyra has granted her power on this plane, the power of joy, I believe. Is it that what comes out of your hands, joy?
Lyra is the goddess of joy, and she has given me power, and sometimes it manifests in very interesting ways. Let's put it that way.
I imagine if he looks over at me, I'm like,
just give him the most deadpan look.
yeah, mime a fireball explosion. Help me!
Well, and if I'm pressed by little Remy to show something cool, I'll be like, all right, I'm going to do something. Try not to move around too much. All right, promise. Remy, that's for you too.
Are you speaking to me?
Yes, Slade, if you prefer.
Here's the thing. Slade Remington to everyone else, as if I could convince you lot to call me anything besides whatever you want to call me. So,
Remy, someone's name is the most important thing is one of the most important things about them.
No, I agree.
If there is something that you want to be called, tell me and I will call you it. What is your name?
I am Captain Slade Remington, and I am Remy to my friends.
All right then. Remy, little one, hold still.
Brace yourself, boy. It'll be fine. And I put my hands on his shoulders.
And I'll cast fairy fire on them and send the dancing. It looks like Aurora Borealis basically surrounding them and dancing around them in pillars.
What's the color?
It's all colors. So Aurora Borealis, it tends to be a green base with like blues and purples intertwining with little flashes of white. And it is gorgeous.
Whoa!
I am a cleric of light, and my job is to bring light into dark places.
See that? She's pretty cool. Your old man's got some cool friends.
Show off. Somewhere you hear Uzo whisper, murmur.
Go away. I never use fairy fire.
Because the major image, like multimedia experience puppet show wasn't
showing off. But yeah, I'll explain, you know, the job of a cleric to be the representation of the goddess in the material plane and advance their wishes. And right now, that means traveling and bringing light into the dark places where your father is leading us.
I mean, I lead them to good places too, not just dark places. Fun places. As you know, she is actually quite powerful, young Remy. She has even spoken directly to her goddess.
To be perfectly fair, you've also spoken to my goddess since she showed up after we dealt with the Lich.
Well, I kind of like tagged along for that. That was mostly you. But anyhow, she's very cool. And she's going to live to be like 1,000 years old.
Whoa.
Not quite 1,000, but I'm sure to shorter lived races, it seems that way.
Wow, I thought like 40 was old.
40's still young. Easy there, young one.
Little man, young friend. I am 126, and I am still very young as my people count time.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, just kidding.
I've been alive almost 3 times as long as your father.
That's right.
Huh.
She's very wise, this one.
Mm.
All right.
In a manner of speaking. Well, and I'll turn and like pick up a quartz rock and teach him the word in Elvish for that, diverting away from any discussion of wisdom or lack thereof.
And I'll say, should we go see how the cookies are made?
Magritte, I think will be working on my order, because I would have ordered like literally a gross of cookies.
Yeah. So you guys head off, or he runs off in front of you, and then you have to follow him, catch up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uzo, as you are, I mean, you're transcribing spells. You are looking at the map that you have and looking over the information that you got. And you realize that there's a location of the shimmering on your map, but you have no map of the other world. The world you read about as Antarian. And as you are looking over the map, as you are deep in like concentration about this, suddenly everything goes dark and you are standing once again in a chamber, and in front of you is a massive snake.
I thought we were done with disguises.
Which is unfortunately still a necessity or a problem. if you will.
What problem requires the disguise?
The deal that I made with the other gods,
Which was?
which was that I would be imprisoned and I would make that sacrifice to save the world from my sister.
So why have you summoned me now?
Because you are closer than anyone else has ever been.
I intend to fulfill my end of the bargain. I hope to free you. What happens after that, I hope you can help us sort out.
Yes. I have plans. Strange bedfellows, these plans. I made a deal with Asmodeus.
When did you make this deal?
Just before your friend fell the first time.
And you are concerned about Asmodeus or another person involved with the deal?
I think the deal is safe. Or well, I think the deal is binding because the contract says so. And then there's one thing the devils will follow is the contract.
We've taken time out of our journey to discover more about you. I've read about you and I've met a few of your followers. No one personally, as you know. But making deals with devils does not seem to be something that I envisioned you doing.
You thought that I would help you destroy the world. And now you're concerned with deals with devils?
I'm concerned about being deceived twice. Because if you can't trust a disguised, imprisoned god, who can you trust? I'm trying to decide whether or not I should prepare to confront you as well as what we meet in the hells. Because as soon as you're free, I will know almost instantly if I've been taken for a ride or if you are a god of your word. You know, in spite of all you've seen, that I am a man of mine.
That is fine. I understand your skepticism.
And what else you may have seen is me gathering reading materials about Dendar. Don't worry, I'm not soliciting his help in addition to yours. I just think it is wise to know and also connect the dots on why you chose such a form and what maybe about that appealed to me.
I did not choose this form. It was available at the time. And the other gods maybe thought it funny.
Were the other gods responsible for killing its original occupant?
No. Not that I know of. That was ages before this happened. No, go ahead.
It is serendipitous that I speak to you now. I have someone else that I would want to ask you to bless. She is a follower of yours. You have given her access to me, and in turn turned me into what I am today. I ask you to dismiss my skepticism by blessing and protecting her. I know I've asked this of my friends, but I want to include one more person. It is the least I can do to give back to someone who's helped me become so much.
Medusa is powerful. She is strong. She is waiting for you. She has a means for you to travel very quickly. Once you reach Port Doria, it will not be long before we meet. And I can prove to you then that I am of my word.
What then comes of your son once you are free?
I would very much like to see him again.
He has helped me a lot. I consider him a friend. I would not want to jeopardize his safety either. So if he is playing a larger part of this, I would like to know now.
Once you free me, you will also free him.
That is an added incentive. Is anything in this book that I've acquired from Candlekeep that has been written about you lies? Is this information accurate to pass on to my comrades?
He's not all powerful. I do not know what was written about me.
Inside Candlekeep, we sorry. Inside Candlekeep, we acquired several things to aid us in the journey to get to the Shimmering, which I believe you are on the other side of. In it, it talks of your cult, your followers, and also the cult of Tiamat. It talks about you roaming the world, as I once did, an urchin. It tells stories about doing good deeds, but also dispensing justice. I started to understand what you saw in me. So I wanted to understand what the attraction was to the deal when I thought it was Denda. But now I know it was just coincidence. But the tales of the world-ending snakes still fascinate me.
Vengeance and justice are often a thin line.
My friends have taught me to walk that line very carefully. And I hope I can continue it as we search for you. But I will do what is necessary to protect my friends.
Yes. Very well. Since this is, I don't have much longer. Thank you. And I will see you on the other side.
Is this, and he kind of, I don't know if it's fading or not, and is this the last time we are going to commune before we meet?
And you see him attempt to answer, and then you pop out of it. So that sense of it's always been shorter, and you always thought it was, he could always come and go as needed. But this time it was longer, and now you kind of got the feeling that it was limited.
He couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Uzo kind of sits back up, looks around at the staring animals, and goes upstairs to the deck to find the others. Whoever's the first he comes across, he says, I think we mustn't dwell in the city, in Saltmarsh for much longer. We must be on our way. And looks around. Who's on the deck?
I think Andraste would just be coming out of her quarters at that point after stowing stuff in there.
I'm enjoying the tank.
I walk past you and I mean to interrupt you, and I just kind of walk past to the deck to see if Ruckus and Andraste are up there, and then walk up to Andraste, and I'm going to need your help rousing the captain, but I think time is of an issue. We must not dwell in Saltmarsh much longer.
Have you had a vision? An augury of some sort?
Yes, I was reading the parchments and I was teleported to stand in front of Bahamut. This time he was extremely weakened, not in his stature, but in the commune between us. He couldn't hold on to the conversation, and I was led to believe that time is of the essence. He apparently is growing weaker.
Well, we have a long voyage in front of us, I think. All right. I'm going to regret asking this. Where is Remy?
He is downstairs in the octopus tank, which now also is become a kettle of some kind, because it dispenses warm water, and he is swimming in it naked.
Someone figured out how to make an artificial hot spring. That's impressive.
Yes, but we might need to have it cleaned thoroughly after this.
I'm not arguing with you on that point at all.
Let's leave Ruckus be and go rouse the captain.
Ruckus, I think, is leading another one of his classes. Let's go have a chat with Remy.
Walks back downstairs to right in front of the hot tub.
I'm just like, is it safe?
The bar of metal, strategically placed.
Right there.
Hello, Remy.
Oh, hello.
You look like you're having a delightful time.
This is absolutely wonderful.
You are starting to prune. It's time to get out of the water.
Nope. Give me about 5 minutes to walk away before he gets out, please.
Well, while you are still here and Droste is covering her eyes, we must leave soon and make the necessary arrangements to depart within a day.
You want to leave? How long have we been on Saltmarsh so far?
3 days.
Okay.
I want to conveniently leave when the cookies are done.
Yeah.
That's the time. I don't know what Bahamut's timeline is, but like I feel like
Okay.
yeah.
Then I will say, I mean, Uzo, we do have very important business yet to finish here.
What else is there to do?
We're waiting for the cookies.
They're nearly done. I talked to Margaret not even an hour ago. They're almost ready.
We cannot go to Derrylin or wherever we're going without a good, batch of cookies to keep our spirits up.
Uzo again with a deep breath and basically has the same expression that I'm wearing.
He's had a vision, and when the gods choose to speak in visions, it's time to move. Cookies or no cookies.
I mean, there's a lot that I'll put up with from the gods because, they're gods as I'm starting to climb out.
Just like
Ass
turn around.
cheeks.
Nope.
Totally see his ass cheeks as he's climbing out.
I'm dressed. He turns around and just like, nope.
But depriving one of their cookies is just the line that I will not cross. Can't it wait a little longer?
In the communication, I got the impression that Bahamut could not hold me in the commune very, very long or very stably. I fear that they are growing weaker.
I see. Well, I suppose I should dry off, get decent, check on the
please.
cookies, and we'll go from there.
I'll go talk to Margaret and see what can be done. And she doesn't even wait for an answer, just goes.
You should ask Kumara if they've noticed anything odd about their connection.
That's a good suggestion. Pull Kumara out. Uzo, would you like?
Sure. Yes. And grabs it.
And I'll just ask Kumara, is everything okay with you know who? Big dragon in the prison?
I think so.
Okay.
Nothing seems maybe
Uzo,
antsy.
And see. That is a very good sense of what I might have felt. Antsy, yes.
is it like anxiety-ridden kind of antsy or like chomping at the bit kind of antsy?
Like things are moving, things are progressing.
Please let us know if you notice anything different. Remy, I don't know if that is sufficient evidence for you, but I think you should check the cookies and we should take our leave. I hope you've had the conversation with your lady about Waterdeep, and
I think we talked last episode that I was there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have. They'll be staying in Waterdeep while we venture forth.
okay. I don't know how long of an extended farewell we should have once we are in Waterdeep, but I think we should check the establishment and make it quick. Make it hasty.
As hasty as we can. Uzo, I know that you're anxious to get there. I know that you're anxious to do it, but just give me a little time. If you can. I don't know if we're going to I just need more time with them. Please. I promise. We'll get there.
I understand, Remy. And I trust you to use your best judgment to find an appropriate level of time. I won't rush you
I
in that
appreciate that.
regard.
I promise you, we will go. We will make haste. But well, every day is a day I didn't have before, and a day that I may not see again.
Let me know if there are tasks in the city around the ship that I can lend a hand with to free you up for those moments.
We can thank you. We can discuss it on the journey and plan the provisions and what we want to get, and of course we have to make sure the crew is ready for that long voyage from whence we may not return. So
I will prepare them as best I can individually and take the temperature of any sailor who may not be up for the voyage and make similar preparations with the time we have in Waterdeep. But I think our crew is steady. But I will leave out that last bit. I think it is implied well enough.
yes, very well. Thank you, Uzo.
Please, he bends and put some clothes on, and let's go above the deck.
Fine, I must. And I'll kind of put some, just kind of shirt, loose hanging shirt, and my trousers on and boots in hand type of thing, head over to my quarters.
So, I'm assuming over this time you have actually shown Winnie and Remy the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Gone through everything, and they're staying in your captain's quarters there. So you have 2 more days. Things go well. It's relaxing. You spend time together. Anything else you want to do before you head off? Cookies are delivered.
Cookies are delivered. Fantastic. I would also check in with Margaret while I'm there to see if she has any bones or rune stones or anything that could be used for the spell augury.
Absolutely.
Then I will purchase those from her because I'm getting a sense that I'm going to want to know what's coming.
All right.
So
And Uzo,
25 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Okay.
I'm muted. Yeah, sorry.
No, I'm just saying that you have done your spells, everything. So 2 days later, the ship is brought out. All of Saltmarsh comes out to sort of see you off. It is your regular crew. You see Jensen and his
new leg.
and his magical leg. Welcome, Tap That Azamar, for joining us.
Oh, we do.
Yes.
Love the name. Yeah, awesome.
I'd love to know what you were streaming, but Tap That Azamar is part of Legends of Avantris, which is a fantastic show.
Oh, cool.
And their Stradiana campaign, their Curse of Stradiana campaign is worth checking out. Absolutely, for sure. So thank you for the raid. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 online. And I think I'm going to have a special guest on the audio as soon as I figure out how to make it work.
Ooh.
It's a multiplayer game, as long as you're not on Stadia.
Yet.
Oh, that was a stab.
Yet.
In fact, if anybody wants to join us tomorrow night for Baldur's Gate 3, if you have early access copy on PC, on Steam, DM me on the Discord, or anywhere you can find me, Twitter, Discord. And I can, you can add me as a friend and we can play together tomorrow night on the stream.
That's awesome.
Thank you for the raid. Okay, so we're actually going to fast forward this journey again. I was talking about Jensen. Jensen and his magical bionic leg. He is better than ever. He still has awful accents that change in the course of every sentence he says. And you have one new face that you didn't have before. Brandon has decided to join you guys on this journey.
Epic bromance.
Yeah. You have your old favorites, minus one person. You notice as you are sort of going about the ship. It doesn't hit you until you're about to take off, but you do not see Gordon Biersch anywhere.
What?
He is and as you sort of think of that, go like, where is Gordon? Clint comes up with unfortunate news. Gordon Biersch was eaten by lizard men.
Oh.
Yeah. It was tragic. So he was investigating a cove underneath the house, and there happened to be lizard men in there who came up. Actually, I think it was James's character that ate him, but so a lizard man, I guess, ate him.
I remember that lizard man. He auditioned with that lizard man. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
I vividly remember that lizard man. I played with him for 7 episodes.
So unfortunately, Gordon Biersch was eaten by James's character, the lizard man. I forget his name.
I was gonna say, does anyone remember his name? Oh, James is gonna kill me later.
It's okay. I don't remember much these days.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. So
are we still sponsored by Gordon Biersch? Do we still have the Biersch around?
No,
I assume that this was an analogy.
I was about to say, is that we're done?
Yeah. Our Gordon Biersch sponsorship was a 1-year deal. And I'm not going to ask to renew it until we're back in person, because I should not go through 4 cases of beer a month by myself. That's not something that should be done. I could try.
Why box yourself in, man?
Hey.
Yeah, man, go for like 6 cases a month.
I'm actually there's finishing up like the last of the Cave Raider. All right. So with that, you guys board your ship. It is a very fond farewell. You see, everybody's on the shore. You have Emma. You have. You actually have. They are all on their ship, sort of standing at attention along the rail, watching you. You see Mitch McTortle. You see Dalid and James's character, whatever it is. And you see Nick's character as well. Who is the one that installed?
Bilbert was his name.
Bilber, the one that installed the heat metal like glyph that activates when you push the button.
Good man.
I like it.
So everybody, Barden Thorne there with his husband David and Megret. And you guys sail off to Waterdeep. Where we will pick up next time.
We got to Waterdeep.
We did not get to Waterdeep. We still have like
there's gonna be a water battle, eh?
You pull in to the deep water harbor that is the port of Waterdeep.
I want to be behind the wheel at that point with my box and just go, we're home.
I did want to say that on the way from Saltmarsh to Waterdeep, I would start working on the potions. just to put them in to start brewing, just so
Also-
that's said on stream.
Same. Also, there's a scene in the middle of the ship where I say, Rakesh, just do it. And it's drawing a crowd. And I'm just like, Rakesh, will you do it? And I'm asking him to punch me in the face as hard as he can. Just give me, with your fist, a good one. Just do it, Rakesh. And I slap him once. Come on.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to pick up
He
for
hits
when
me?
Aaron comes back next week.
Oh, yeah, that should be.
Are you not going to roll for it? You're going to let Aaron roll for it?
Yeah, I think, let's let Aaron do that.
He's depending on what he's going to find out that I've got stone skin. I've cast it as a ritual.
Nice.
Hey, for what you guys tried to do to me with hopping out of bed, I think he deserves it.
This is why I don't get involved in prank wars. The worst that I do is withhold cookies.
I'm trying to see if the spell works. I'm pretty sure I can. I've been punched in the face. I can survive. I'm not going to die from an Aaron right hand. Maybe.
I mean, unless your hit points are significantly worse than mine.
So this is as much a test as it is a prank.
Gotcha. So during the role play, we did have 500 bits from the Sir Biscuits.
Thank you
who
so much.
We all famously know about drawing the bust in the bottom of the mansion.
Yep.
It totally wasn't from the right perspective, but we appreciate it.
It doesn't matter. Artistic rendition is cool.
Yeah,
it's much better.
It's actually
much
better
the way it was. So we are going to put we're going to put some bits into the boy.
Yeah, we've got 5 coming from us.
So that is a 6 total.
Nice.
Into the boy. Do you remember how many went in last night? By chance?
No.
I will do the math.
I don't know where that paper went. I had it earlier, and then I started cleaning because other people were coming into the house to check the cats. So.
All right, we'll figure that out and let you know how many are in the boy. When it hits 25, we do an Org Games giveaway. Hoo-hoo. All right. So we all have early things to do tomorrow. So that's why we are kind of cutting it short. And I forgot to take a break. So
yes, you did.
I didn't notice until Tiana said she had to use the restroom. I was enjoying today. But
that
would suck to have to use the bathroom today. Yeah.
It was really good. I was also just like, I need to go.
Yeah. We're gonna try and change things up a little bit and maybe take more breaks, but leave it open to talking to you guys during those small breaks. I like to stay in character. I shouldn't say. I really like the fact that James and that crew stays in character a lot, and I would love to attempt to reach that same level of role playing. And not to jump out of character so much as the DM. Just jokes. Hey, I can.
I like the jokes.
Jokes are fun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, jokes are fun. But and so we don't break the story up so much. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us. Subscribe, follow. You guys know all the stuff. Join our Discord. We have an amazing community. On Saturday, we are playing with that amazing community. 2 p.m. PST Pacific time here on Quest and Chaos. We're going to play with some amazing people from our community. Our first ever mitten with the community.
I cannot wait to see how this goes.
Coliseum episode 1. So
in the proud tradition of Quest and Chaos, it'll be at least 3 episodes. Y'all are ready for this.
So this will be, in fact, I have no idea.
Have you told them that they're not competing against each other, right? Like we don't. They don't fireball each other.
I am going to. This is a new one, right? This is a little bit different than the normal mitten. So the things are. There's a little bit of story.
No, it's not allowed in a mitten.
There's stuff that's happening. So, and it will be an ongoing story with rotating community members coming through to hopefully eventually solve whatever major problem is happening.
That's cool.
Who's DMing that mitten?
I am.
Ooh,
Yes.
noise.
I think Aaron is chomping at the bit to DM on one of our regular nights. So we'll see what a regular night means.
Regular around us, we are highly irregular, sir.
So Saturday, the Great Dane Society is off, but we are doing that mitten. 2 p.m. sounds like 2 p.m. Saturday sounds like a really great time to do another D&D show, if another D&D show is going to happen.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So, totally not related at all. Somebody gave me this metal D20, which is the only metal D20 that I like.
It's not the scourge of the industry, even though it's big enough to literally put a hole through any dice tray that you use.
I mean, this table takes a beating when I roll it. I will say that. This is from Napoleon.
What?
So he also sent you dice rolled by Will Wheaton.
Oh yeah, my metal die. That's in one of the bags that I have.
It's been cursed. Never
It
rolled.
has been cursed. I wonder. You know what? That's okay. We send dice that Amy's rolled, so it's all circular.
I really want to see what would happen if Amy and Will Wheaton got in the same room. Would all of that anti-luck just explode the room?
Potentially.
I would need to lick them first.
The dice or the people?
Yes.
Let's not. We're still brainstorming stuff. Let's not.
So our OnlyFans is gonna have Lauren licking dice. Okay, all right.
that
Licking
sounds
dice.
like
Good night,
it
guys.
would
Warren's gonna
sell.
be licking dice.
That
Get us
sounds
out of here,
like it
Thomas.
would sell. The
All right, I'm gonna
hottest
hit-
OnlyFans that hit. Yeah, dude. I'm signing that up today.
Get us out.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys. We will see you Saturday.